Now you'll also see at the very bottom of every cash flow statement is the new difference in cash flow. You see, we add up the differences in cash from operations, cash from investing, and cash from financing to get a total change in cash kind of number. Now, a lot of people accidentally incorporate this as the free cash flow number. That'd be incorrect. See, free cash flow to investors is a very specific number that's very, very important. You see, free cash flow is how much money or cash the company has actually made during this time period. And so, to a lot of investors, that's the only way they can actually get paid. In order to get dividends, in order to get returns, eventually cash has to go to investors somehow, some way. And so, they really care about free cash flow. Calculating free cash flow is actually very simple when you look at the cash flow statement. You just look at your total from your cash from operations, good or bad, positive or negative, and then you subtract CapEx. Remember, CapEx is how much money we kind of spent in our cash from investing category. And that's not always the exact rule, but for 90% of the time, that's the rule. So what are those 10% differences? That would be when you buy a brand new company, an M&A, and you buy some securities in the market because you wanted to invest in another company without buying another company, things like that. So CapEx is really specifically focused on buying new property, plant, and equipment, or that PP&E that we talked about earlier. Why would you subtract that from cash from operations? Because property, plants, and equipment is super important to companies. How would you make t-shirts without a piece of machinery making t-shirts? How would you be able to make Coca-Cola without bottling? Or syrup manufacturers? See, all those PP&E pieces are integral to the operations. So, cash from operations minus the money you spent on CapEx will give you free cash flow. Free cash flow is a great way to estimate the profitability of a company to figure out if they can pay you a dividend or not. Or, as an owner of a company, figure out how much money you can take to your own pocket so that you can, just live. Free cash flow is super important. So do not forget where it comes from and how it's calculated.